What's up, everyone? This is Welcome Out Player. Today's topic I'm going to be talking about is how most of us have no choice but to go through the struggles in life in order to make it or succeed. Many of you who are aware of this knows that life gets harder and harder as you get older. And it's obvious to know that once you reach adulthood and you have responsibilities, you have children that you have to take care of, you have bills, student loan debt, college tuitions, your rent, mortgage, all these things that you have to worry about paying. And I've just recently moved into my new apartment, right? And the struggle that I've noticed and the entitlement of a lot of people in today's economy, it blows my mind. There are people who complains about working part-time, barely putting in any hours. Some of these people have the nerve to complain, sit their ass all day, mooch off the government, SSI, and thinking that the money is gonna keep coming in and coming in and coming in like there's no tomorrow. And they don't got to do anything. Okay? There's a lot of entitled people that they don't realize the roof that they have under their heads, the clothes that they wear behind their backs. Many people are not very grateful or thankful or forgets that if their situation was worse than it is and they were living like people who are in major poverty, to where you're homeless, you have to live in a shelter, you have to move from home to home, you don't remember the last time you had a nice breakfast, had a nice shower or a bed to sleep on, then you would understand what it means to struggle, to survive in order to make it. People has a choice if they want to succeed, strive, or make money. But you're not going to move anywhere if you don't have savings, if financially you're in a home that you could barely afford, you're making car payments that's the same amount of your weekly checks, so you have to get a third job in order to pay your rent. There are some people who are just paying their way to exist. I said this many times before. There are people in life who are just living just to exist. You're existing. Those are the type of people will call a waste of space. And people will take that very negatively, harshly, but it's the truth. If you're not moving, you're growing up in the same block, the same neighborhood, right? I understand there are some harsh circumstances where a lot of cases people can't really control, but they could also change their situations. Any little thing that you may change may be a major change in the long term in your life as you get older. It could be your credit score. It could be opening a checking account, helping other people out, slowly but surely starting a savings account to move out from your parents' home. There's a lot of things that many of us could do to make it. There's a lot we could do. Mankind is amazing. Technology has advanced so far. to where people are now more illiterate. And what I mean by that is people are more incapable of thinking for themselves. So they depend on Google to think for them. And many people's views are completely different from a political level. Now, I don't know too much about politics, but I'm more aware of what it means for the future of everyone. And most people, when they get a wake-up call, they realize they're struggling even more. Some people are in a hard situation, and the longer they wait for the situations to get by, the worse it'll be. Now you're in shit, you're struggling, you're trying your hardest to fix the situation, but it's too hard to fix because you've gotten so deep that now you know a lot of people's not really going to help you because they've warned you. And this is the truth. A lot of people will warn you from far away if they see you in a bad situation. It could be a baby mom, baby daddy. Hey, don't mess with this guy. Don't mess with this girl. Don't mess with that gang. They're bad trouble. The deeper you get into the situation, the harder it is for you to get out of it. And once you get out of it, the damage is done. Once the damage is done, you're scarred for life. And it's going to hunt you down for the rest of your life. People think certain things that people say would hunt them don't hunt them. It will. It could be financially, it could be for anything. Now, the whole premise to this video, in order to struggle, no, in order to make it, you have to struggle. This is the case. In college, it's a struggle. There's a competition. There's studying. There's time commitment. After time commitment, there's financial support. You have to make a sacrifice of many things as an entrepreneur in order to make it too. That's why some people saved up the money that they had from working at a 9-to-5 job in order to be a successful business owner. And this is the truth. Look at Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. Him and his wife started Amazon originally as a book company before it blew up and became mainstream. Now Amazon is known for what it is today because of him risking it all. His parents believed that he'd be successful, so they gave him all his savings, all their savings, right? And he took the biggest risk ever. He left his job. He started Amazon, and he is a billionaire today. Now, that story for him lets you know there was a struggle between the risks, failing, or succeeding, and him fighting to survive. Many people does not understand that once you go out of college, you're not going to automatically be handed out that dream job that you want. You just got to be realistic. If there's 5 job openings in a hospital and there's over 50,000 graduates that's trying to apply for that job and there's only 5 positions available, only 1% of those students who graduated, right? Those are the people that are going to get hired. The competition is extremely heavy to where people would have to wait. They have no choice but to look for another job, get a second career, or get a job that's in high demand. But a lot of jobs that are in high demand are extremely hard to get into when it comes down to college. And the reason why the competition is limited and why it's extremely hard is because you're playing with people's lives when it comes down to the healthcare system. And not only that, they're trying to limit as much people as possible to apply. And if you succeed, then you have to wait until there's a job opening, or you have to move somewhere else in order to get the job that you want. Some people would have to relocate in order to strive to make it. Some people do better in certain places. Some people don't have nothing at all, and they're dirt poor, broke, and they have to use their mind in order to make it, get through programs. I had a friend who I tried helping out. He went through the struggle, went through home to home, and thank God, where he's at today, it was way better than where he was living. That's why, my brothers, you have to be extra careful with how you talk to people, with how you put people down, throw shade, try to piss people off, have an ego. Well, at least I got this job. Because that same job you could be bragging about, you could lose 10 years down the line, and it'll be very, 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 very hard for you to get that same job. Be humble. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. In order to make it, whether if that's a choice that you want or not, you have to go through the struggles. This is reality. Just like what I mentioned with the college situation. You're not automatically going to be handed out that dream job. College advisors and people, they may help you try to find a job, but there's a limit to how much they could do. The result is going to still be the same if you graduate without a job. You just have to have some faith, and you have to bring more to the table. This is the same for relationships. But the difference between the relationships and the jobs is that you need the job to make the money, and you need the money in order to take care of your family. And you need a family in order to continue life. You have to go through the struggles for the things that you want in life. You complaining about it is not going to change anything. I've learned this myself. I'm in my late 20s. Life is amazing to know that when I see a lot of people going through so much pain right now, it makes me be more thankful for what I have and not belittle the people that's going through the same things that I went through in order to get to where I'm at. Humble yourselves, guys, because the things that you have, that you worked so hard for, could be gone the next day. Struggle with all your might to succeed. Most people's not going to make it, but that doesn't mean you have to be those most people. Realistically, I know for a fact that I can make it to being middle class, and that's one of my goals. To be middle class. Being financially stable is less of a headache than being unfinancially stable and struggling. But in order to be more financially stable, you have to have savings. You have to have a plan. You have to have a blueprint. You always have to have a backup plan, because you don't have anything or anybody else backing you up. Then many people is not going to want to back you up if you don't even back yourself up. If you don't take your own situation seriously, most people's not going to take you seriously either. You have to go through the struggles in life in order to succeed. This is just going through 5th grade, 12th grade, graduating high school. Everything in life is a struggle and competition. If you sit around and do nothing, the more older you get, more people are not going to want to be around you or take care of you. You're going to be a nuisance. They're going to look at you like you have 2 legs, eyes, arms, feet. You could work. You just believe you can't. You have a mind to think for yourself. Because the more older you get, the more harder it will be to move. Build your skills up, your skill bracket. You don't have to struggle. But in order to make it too, and to make it somewhere, in a better situation, you have to go through the struggles. It may be embarrassing. People may be going through worse than you, but 10 years down the road, they made it. You can do it too. Who cares about what other people think? They're going to get theirs coming to them. Be humble. Don't be bitter, and don't belittle other people once you succeed. This is Woken Red Pill here. Peace out. Let me know what you think. And all I gotta say is that we're in a tough time in the coronavirus pandemic. It's harder to find a job right now, guys, but use your mind to think more clearly on the things that you could do in order to strive. It could get better in your situation, regardless if real life circumstances may change or get worse. Peace. Let me know what you think.